Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the very first episode of Riffs That Made Me. I am your host, Dean, and this is only for my patrons. And I want to tell you guys about my musical journey. And one of the coolest things about me when I picked up my very first guitar which is this, by the way. This is my very, very, very first guitar. I've upgraded it a whole bunch over the years. Currently, I have in it pickups from Matt that I believe I got from maybe my 35th birthday. Matt over at Plan 916, who just texted me. He's the only person I talk to on Google Hangouts. Yeah, dude, super, super awesome upgrade. I've put thousands upon thousands of hours into this guitar alone. And I'm so happy that it's still part of my arsenal here today. But today we're talking about the riffs that made me. And along the beginning of my journey, I learned how to play guitar by getting this guitar. That was it. My dad's friend showed me a couple things like power chords and stuff. But real early on, it was about my journey. What did I like? He would only show me things that I couldn't figure out or wanted to know, right? And one of those things that was so early on that just made me want to play my guitar over and over and over and over was this super, super killer riff. Now, I'm backing that up currently with a Plasma Coil by Game Changer Audio, a Phase 90 by MXR, which is pretty bittersweet because back in the day I used to play that with an MXR Distortion Plus, originally from the 70s. That was my very first distortion pedal. And that is going into the Axe FX unit over here, where I just have this distortion channel with some reverb on it, some hella reverb on it. So yeah, man, that riff made me want to play guitar just over and over and over again. In the beginning, we don't really know a lot of what we're doing, so we're just making it up, right? But no one wants to just go there and just walk up to the guitar and sound like crap. So sometimes what we do is when we only know a handful of riffs, every time we pick up our guitar, what do? We play those handful of riffs. So around that 13, 14 age, when I learned this riff, the very first time I heard this song, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, I'm pretty sure it was on Home Improvement. It was one of the Halloween episodes, and Tim Allen dressed up as a spaceman and had a strobe light going on, and this song played during the episode. And I fell in love with this song, dude. It sounded so metal and so awesome. So what did I do? I picked up the guitar and I tried to learn it. And thank God, because back in the day we didn't have the internet. The end of that episode, there was this extra bonus scene with Tim Allen just dancing around while they played that song or whatever. I just remember that during the credits, the song came on again. Over the years, I, found that CD among some of my aunt's CDs and stuff, and I listened to it, and I heard this epic 20-minute drum solo for the first time ever. It was so crazy, right? And it just showed me that music could be artsy, and it was, I guess that's one of my first introductions into psychedelic style music. Maybe that's why I like bands like Nine Inch Nails and stuff, because bands like Iron Butterfly that influenced me so much in the beginning were all psychedelic. In fact, the name In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, I'm sure you guys all know, is because it was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden, but the singer was too messed up when they went to record, so they just kept it, It sounded cool. Around that time, 13, 14, any time that my parents would go out to the food store, I'd make sure to stay home. The second that their car pulled out of the driveway, I would run downstairs, turn up the amp, Michael J. Fox style, in Back to the Future, and then I would just for the entire time, probably 30, 40 minutes, whatever they were gone, maybe an hour, I'd probably turn it off before then, so that way I wouldn't get in trouble. I would play through that and a couple of other riffs that will be coming up in other episodes, over and over and over again. And I remember one time, this kid that I went to school with, he lived over by my grandparents' house, which was 8 or 9 blocks away from me. And he told me one day that he heard me. I was like, oh, yeah, man, I was playing my guitar, Sunday or whatever, over the weekend. He goes, oh, man, I heard you over at my house. I go, oh, no way, really? He goes, yeah, dude, you suck. And I was like, whatever, whatever. I don't care. All I know is that riff, I wanted to play it over and over and over again. And so now all these years later, as a music teacher, I realized that what that riff really is the blues note. That same stuff that you would hear in Black Sabbath. But this wasn't Black Sabbath, you know what I mean? And I've always had an affinity for the things that sounded super cool, but not everybody liked all the time, And not that anyone doesn't like Iron Butterfly, but it's not like there's a lot of Iron Butterfly fans out there, right? Compared to things like Black Sabbath or whatever. But this riff is, I'm going to turn off the plasma coil and the phaser, and we're just going to go regular distortion over here. And I'm going to play that through that riff real quick. And now it's a key change there. They're playing the same exact riff, but just moving it down some strings, the next set of strings, which is a key change. It's not exactly staying in key. And so they do that move a couple of times, that style of movement where they're not necessarily following music theory. They're doing that stuff, but they're breaking the rules and bending them a little bit. And so real quick, is that riff... is just the blues. It's just the blues scale there. And even when they do that lead part, the... No, I missed that minor sixth. That's just the root, the minor third, the flat five, the five, the minor six. Usually when you play the blues scale, you just don't play that one note. But it's still there. It's in the minor scale. When we play the blues scale, we usually take out the second and the sixth. And we add in a flat five. But if this is just a pentatonic scale... it would be that note there in between the 4 and the 5, and then the minor 6. So they take this blue note and they just add it into the minor scale. And part of my music by number system that I'm working on still, I promise I'm still working on it. It's a lot of work to build your own curriculum. Lay off! No, I'm just kidding. But really, it's coming. Adding in these accidental notes into the normal shapes that we do know gives us all of these really characteristic style sounds. So anyway, enough about the nerd crap, all right? Any questions you guys do have and you want me to expand upon, just let me know. I will tell you everything I know. That's my goal. But yeah, I just loved playing this riff over and over again. If I could tell you, I probably played this riff, 4 billion times or whatever in the first few years. I haven't played it so much lately, but part of what I really wanted to experience myself throughout this Patreon journey is revisiting what made me me. Like, what put me on this path? If you ask me, and if you've seen my other videos, you'll know, I feel like I conquered all my dreams from the day that I got this thing put into my hands for the very first time, February 10th, 1997. From that day, I swear to you, I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I did every single one of those things. I played with the best, I slayed with the best, and I'm going to continue to play this thing and love it for the rest of my life, regardless of what happens, man. I conquered my dreams, right? So, like, I want to know what put me on this path, and one of those things are the riffs that we just want to play over and over. Like, dude, there are so many songs where I can just listen to the intro on a loop. I don't even need the whole song. Sometimes just give me the intro. Give me that one riff, dude. I want to play so many more, but there are other riffs that I could just listen to that one riff over and over. So, until episode number 2, I will see you later. And please enjoy Inagata DeVito.